go into effect now in just a few hours. Meteorologist Danielle Dozier is pinpointing when snow will push through your neighborhood in Severe Weather Center 11.
Hi, guys. Yeah, winter weather advisory in effect from 4 p.m. Wednesday until 9 a.m. Thursday for the areas in purple. Does not include Pittsburgh at this point, but we are monitoring trends. Right now, we are looking at that winter weather advisory for Indiana, Greensburg, Morgantown, Uniontown, and the Waynesburg area. Tower cam does show that overcast sky with 22 degrees and a light wind, which puts the wind chill rate at 22. So if you're heading out, you're still going to need your heavier coat. As far as the snow timing, it has sped up on the model data. Yesterday, we were letting you know that the snow was going to be moving in toward evening. Now it looks like during the afternoon commute. Here's 2:30. You can see that snow in Waynesburg, Morgantown, Uniontown, and that snow will gradually lift up to the north as we head into the 4 and 5 p.m. hours this afternoon. So if you are planning on hitting the road around this time, you're going to be dealing with steady snow. Areas in white represent where we could be dealing with not only steady snow, but perhaps even some moderate snowfall in Pittsburgh, Washington, Greensburg, and Indiana during our commute home here this evening. Coming up, I'll walk you through the rest of our hour-by-hour maps, take you into Thursday morning as well, and we'll talk snow totals and impacts.
All right, thanks, Danielle. The Allegheny County Public Works Department has 27 salt trucks out right now looking for any slick spots left behind, and drivers will be working overtime to keep the roads clear tonight and through tomorrow morning. With this week's forecast, now is a good time to make sure you have the Severe Weather Team 11 app. You can get severe weather alerts like radar, live radar, and hourly forecast from our weather experts.
Also this afternoon, demolition continues on a building destroyed by fire on the south side. Half of it collapsed on Monday after that blaze. And now crews are working to carefully tear down the rest of the Chamber of Commerce building on East Carson. Really delicate work here, and apartments were upstairs, as we now know, and barbershop was on street level. And as I said, they're being very careful taking it down because other buildings are so close by. And we're hearing from a man whose apartment was on the side that collapsed.
When I first showed up, it was totally engulfed in flames. And just, I didn't really know how to process it at the time. Didn't feel real.
Yeah, he just can't even imagine what he was going through. And he doesn't know all of the people who live there, but now he wants to get in touch with them because he has some money from a GoFundMe page and he wants to share it with them. So we've posted how to get in touch with him on our website, WPXI.com.
A man was killed in another fire yesterday, and 2 Pittsburgh firefighters were hurt trying to get him out of his home in Allentown. 68-year-old Thomas Fox was trapped on the second floor of the home on Knox Avenue. Fire crews tried to get him, but the stairs collapsed underneath them, leaving 2 firefighters injured. Fox's daughter was able to get out along with 3 dogs. A live look from the U.S. Capitol, where the second day of the impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump is just getting underway. House Democrats will lay out their core of their case after using video of the Capitol riots yesterday to win their argument over the constitutionality of the trial. Pennsylvania Senator Pat Toomey was one of 6 Senate Republicans to join Democrats in a vote to move forward with the trial. As NBC's Susan McGinnis explains, the second trial will likely end in a second acquittal.
The Senate having voted.
With the question of constitutionality now settled, the Senate today officially begins the historic second impeachment trial of Donald J. Trump. Democrats demanding that the former president be held accountable.
Presidents can't inflame insurrection in their final weeks.
The Trump defense dismissing the charge against him as political.
We can't possibly be suggesting that we punish people for political speech in this country.
The opening salvo from Democrats was devastating. Graphic video reminding the senators that their lives and democracy were on the line January 6th after the Capitol was violently attacked by a mob steered by President Trump.
And we're going to the Capitol.
Democrats' impassioned plea that no president is above the law.
This cannot be the future of America.
The Trump defense notable for what even some Republicans describe as meandering and ineffective, reportedly infuriating Trump himself.
I worked in this building 40 years ago. I got lost then, and I still do.
It was disorganized, random, had nothing. They talked about many things, but they didn't talk about the issue at hand.
Though 6 Republicans voted to move ahead with the trial, Democrats will need 17 GOP senators for a conviction. A high bar as they try to hold a former president responsible for a low point in American history. While Donald Trump is likely looking at a second acquittal, he remains the only president in history to be impeached twice. In Washington, Susan McGinnis, NBC News.
A local mother arrested for her alleged role in the Capitol riot was granted bond and will remain on house arrest until her trial. Investigators say Rachel Powell, who lives in Mercer County, was seen on video using a pipe to smash windows at the Capitol and a bullhorn to direct rioters. At her hearing yesterday, her attorney told the judge that she is not a flight risk, has long-standing ties in her community, and doesn't have the money to flee. When the FBI raided her home in Mercer County and her car, they say they found several bags with ammo, zip ties, rope, and duct tape.
An alarming COVID update from the Allegheny County Health Department. Health officials say they have learned of 35 additional deaths. There was a lag in reporting. 3 of the deaths are from December, 10 are from January, and that breaks down to 22 deaths from this month reported. The health department is also reporting 239 new COVID cases since yesterday. County leaders are set to give us an update later this afternoon. Look for any developments tonight on Channel 11 News starting at 5.
The Allegheny Health Network is relaxing its visitor policy. The hospital system is now letting more than one person visit patients throughout the day. Before, only one designated person was allowed to see a patient. So we checked in with other hospital systems as well. Excella Health told us they have a similar policy, and UPMC is still limiting visitors. But a spokesperson says that could change soon. Travelers, meanwhile, to the UK who are caught violating their new quarantine rules could face a hefty fine or a lot of jail time. Starting on Monday, violators could be fined a maximum of $14,000 or face 10 years in prison. Now, critics accuse the government of, quote, losing connection with reality. The government fired back that it reflects the seriousness of the crime.
Really bummed out. I'm not gonna lie. I cried a little bit. My life was pulled, from under me.
Out of work and struggling, and she is not alone. We get calls every day from people frustrated with the state's unemployment system, but some help could be on the way. The state is looking to roll out new texting technology. Staff would send a text message directly to people trying to file for unemployment instead of playing phone tag or sending emails.
We're very hopeful that we can go live with that very soon. That is going to greatly increase our productivity. We're really looking forward to implementing that program.
While that texting system is still being worked out, your best bet to contact unemployment officials at this point is still over the phone or by email.
While Congress goes back and forth on another round of stimulus checks, a Pittsburgh man is raising money to give out payments of his own. Channel 11's Alyssa Raymond has more on the idea behind Pittsburgh Good Deeds.
It's a beautiful day in Lawrenceville, and on February 20th here at Redfish Bowl Studios, good deeds go on display in this neighborhood.
I realize artists are really struggling right now.
John Potter created the nonprofit Pittsburgh Good Deeds. Over the past 12 months, he raised more than $100,000 and gave the money out as stimulus checks. Restaurant employees currently out of work benefited from this most recent round. He also commissioned 13 artists to create Mr. Rogers-inspired artwork.
They're just so happy to get the work, and I think that's a cool aspect of it too. There's a real dignity in that they get to create something with their own hands, and they're still helping them out financially, but I think people are pretty happy just to get the work right now.
Natik Jalil is one of the artists. He spent about 2 weeks creating this.
Tonight at 5, Natik explains his inspiration behind this piece. It's very personal. Plus, you can find out who else benefits from this exhibition and how you can get involved. Reporting in Lawrenceville, Alyssa Raymond, Channel 11 News.
Back to the classroom for teachers in the Keystone Oaks School District. According to state law, they must return to work to assure that students get enough instruction days. Teachers there went on strike February 1st. They are returning without a new contract, and talks will now head to arbitration. A major issue is the district's pay freeze proposed because of the pandemic.
Right now, an old gas station sits on this lot in Oakland, but a developer wants to tear it down and put up a 10-story apartment building. And they're running into some hurdles now. Channel 11's Mike Holden explains why neighbors worry this could lead to problems.
It is out with the old right here in Oakland. Developers are now looking to transform this old gas station into massive apartments. But after talking to quite a few folks right here in this neighborhood, not everyone is exactly on board. Chicago developer CA Ventures has a bright vision for the former Marathon right here on Forbes in Oakland. They're proposing a 10-story, 300-unit apartment building. The building would stand 102 feet tall and include a parking garage, but the plan has apparently hit a snag. Nearby neighbors, including the Family House, which is a nonprofit that once stood along the key place that offers housing for patients needing medical treatment in the area, believe the project may be problematic. Folks we spoke with say the building may block views and create congestion. They hope city officials listen to their concerns before any major moves are made.
I feel like there could be like a lot of implications of like them being really expensive and, you know, just a lot of working pieces, I guess.
And the developer is set to go back before the Planning Commission in the very near future to present their further findings. In the meantime, we're talking with folks in this area about what they would like to see happen right here and what they believe would be a sustainable project moving forward. For Channel 11 News starting at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting in Oakland, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
Mike, thank you. Still to come at noon, a story that is very near and dear to our hearts. Our colleague Kara Sapida is now sharing her story about her battle with breast cancer.
I felt my lump, which was right here. And I knew immediately.
8 months later, she is cancer-free. How her story is already helping other women in our area.
I was amazed that I actually was able to get this Giant Eagle.
Getting vaccinated at your local grocery store, how many shots Giant Eagle has already given out, and what you can do to get in line.
And we have more snow that's pushing in late this afternoon. I'll time that out for you, let you know how long the snow lasts and some of the travel impacts we're going to be facing.
Why would God give a news reporter breast cancer if she wasn't meant to spread awareness?
Well, Kara has felt your love and has been our biggest inspiration during the past 8 months here at Channel 11. And you may have noticed her familiar face missing from Channel 11.
Yeah, our reporter and friend Kara Sapida has been fighting an aggressive form of breast cancer. And she's sharing her story with our Jennifer Tomazic.
I've missed you.
You too.
How are you feeling today?
I feel a little bit stronger every day.
As Kara and I get settled in for our interview.
Grayson, did you have a question? Oh, thanks, buddy.
Waiting in the wings are Kara's biggest cheerleaders.
Grayson and Lila, come on in.
The loves of her life. The two she fought breast cancer like a mother for and won.
How much did your kids help with that?
Well, they were everything. I mean, we just had all this uninterrupted quality time together, even when I was sick. I'm recovering from that now, so you're only allowed to give me what? Gentle hugs.
Humbled by their compassionate hearts, Kara invited us into her home to see all of the love and support she has gotten since she's been off the air last June, and for another reason.
Why would God give a news reporter breast cancer if she wasn't meant to spread awareness and use this little platform I have to try and make a difference?
This is the post from June 30th, 2020 that shocked all of us.
I can remember looking at her eyes as she was looking at the screen at my tumor, and you know, I saw her eyes fill up with tears. I just looked at everybody in the room and I was like, this can't be. I have little kids at home.
Kara's diagnosis was triple-negative breast cancer, a very aggressive form of breast cancer. She went from no tumor during a mammogram in October of 2019 to one that nearly doubled in size in just a few weeks last summer. Over the course of 5 months, Kara kept us updated on her breast cancer fight online.
The love from Pittsburgh was instant. I mean, thousands of people saying they were praying for me. And then I opened messages and it was like, I scheduled my mammogram. I called my doctor, I scheduled my mammogram.
So she vowed to keep posting.
Having that purpose, being able to each week say, okay, I'm gonna share, this week I'm gonna share my bald head. This week I'm gonna share the story of how I did it.
With strength, she rang the bell on the last day of chemo in December, underwent a double mastectomy in early January, and heard from her surgeon a week later.
You had a complete response to chemo. You are cancer-free. And I was like, you know, just cried and ran downstairs to tell the kids.
I was actually gonna jump up and give her a giant, humongous, biggest hug of all time.
Mommy's victories are Grayson and Lila's victories. And Mommy's pain was their pain too.
Breast cancer is so ugly. It is not pink ribbons.
Kara hopes women absorb the reality of having cancer while offering hope in a poem that she penned. Oh, the places you'll go fighting cancer.
On with the strength only you can discover through the eyes of your child as you fight like a mother.
Fight like a mother has become her mantra, her hashtag, and will someday be the title of the book she's writing.
I want you to know you're gonna get a treatment plan, you're gonna get the best medical care, you're gonna be strong for your children, you're gonna have days that you're not strong, and that is okay.
Words from a friend who has inspired all of us with her grace, her courage, and her sense of hope. Jennifer Tomazic, Channel 11 News.
She is just amazing. We miss her so much. And,
Absolutely.
you know, she talks about all the love she got from Pittsburgh, but she has done so much to inspire so many people throughout this area.
And just a quick note and appreciation to Jennifer Tomazic, too, because I watched her for days labor over this story because she wanted to do Kara justice in her message. And just, it was a beautiful story. And we have some good news, too, that Kara says she is looking forward to returning to work in the spring, and we can't wait to see her.
Well, it is almost tax season, and this year there are some changes you need to know about. Tax season begins Friday, and experts recommend filing early. It'll reduce the risk of identity theft and help you avoid interest payments if you owe.
So the checks that came out in January are still considered 2020 stimulus payments, and they are going to be included on your 2020 tax return. It's not going to reduce your regular refund that you would have gotten without the stimulus.
Electronic filing combined with direct deposit will help avoid pandemic-related mail delays. Also, switching to direct deposit could help you get a possible third stimulus check faster.
More snow has fallen so far this year than we typically see, and with more on the way, Greensburg is now forced to conserve their road salt. Yep, we're already to that point. Public Works Department told us they don't fully salt the roads until the plows are pulled up and the snow stops, and they placed an order for more salt, but it's been delayed, and they are sure hoping it comes in by the weekend.
Your severe winter Team 11 forecast.
Well, good afternoon. We are looking looking at your snow impacts right now as that snow begins to fall mid-afternoon down south and continue to work its way to the north into the Pittsburgh area by the afternoon commute. I've got Pittsburgh's impacts right around the medium to high. I-70 and south in the mountains do expect more of the snow down there right now on our storm tracker Doppler 11 radar. You are noticing a little bit of gray in the Indiana area and also up in Armstrong County, which typically would mean we're seeing some light snow. However, I was just checking the observations. Right now, it shows that we are mostly cloudy in Indiana. I'd love to hear what you're seeing. We do have some very dry air in place, so it is possible that that snow is not yet reaching the ground. 25, though, in Greensburg right now. It's 23 in Pittsburgh, 27 in Washington. We're only going to be climbing into the mid to upper 20s in the city today, falling into the upper teens tonight. It's going to be cold into tomorrow morning once again. And wanted to let you know that, of course, with temperatures well below freezing, we are looking at any untreated surfaces that will become snowy as the snow falls tonight. North winds will blow right around 5 to 10 miles per hour. We'll take a look at the wind chill forecast together and your temperatures for tomorrow as well coming up in the next half hour. As for our storm tracker maps at 3 p.m., notice that snow is already falling in Morgantown and also down in Waynesburg and Uniontown. Will slowly push up to the north as we head through the day today. You can see as I advance the clock between about 4 and 5 o'clock, we're seeing snow in Pittsburgh, and by 5:36 or so, we're looking at that snow in Butler, Katanning, places like Indiana getting the snow as well. The whiter shaded colors that you've been seeing come across the screen, that's the areas of steady or moderate snow that I believe will take place at a period of time here tonight. Here's a look at 10 p.m. and it's still snowing in Pittsburgh, Greensburg, Uniontown. Some of the heaviest snow totals will be down across our far south and eastern communities. More on that in a second. We do get another burst of snow during your Thursday morning commute if you're out early. So here's 5:30 in the morning. You can see snow in Pittsburgh, but we still have steady snow occurring in Greensburg, Uniontown, down toward Morgantown, and Waynesburg getting in on that snow. Here's 6:30 in the morning. Still the steadier snow back off to the south and east. So here's what I'm thinking as far as snowfall totals. We are looking at 4 to 6 inches in the areas in the darker blue shaded color, which does include Morgantown, Uniontown, Latrobe, and then about 2 to 4 inches, I think, here for the Pittsburgh region. As you go north, the snow totals do drop off, so right along the I-80 corridor, perhaps right around 1 to 2 inches. And I saw a lot of people out with the blowers and shovels over the last storm that we had. So if you're south of I-70 in the mountains, I do expect that you'll be using the blower. Here in Pittsburgh, most likely the shovel, as we do rack up about 2 to 4. 5-day forecast, your weekend always in view. We've got upper 20s on Thursday, near 30 on Friday. We do have some periods of snow showers in the forecast for Friday and Saturday, lingering snow showers into Valentine's Day morning with those high temperatures over the weekend in the 20s.
Neil, thank you. Still ahead, the new research into the best kind of face masks, and while we'll probably see masks even after the pandemic.
But first, money mismanagement uncovered at the Shenley Park ice rink. An audit by the city controller has uncovered problems at the Shenley ice rink. The report was set into motion to find out if policies and internal controls were followed. It found a weakness in procedures for handling money and irregularities in the rental system. The controller says City Parks needs to standardize procedures and improve oversight. Urgent calls are going out saying your iCloud storage has been hacked, but state police say it is a scam. They've received a number of complaints from people who say a caller has asked them for money and personal information in order to fix the problem. Your best bet is just to ignore the calls.
Aunt Jemima pancakes and syrup have a new name, the Pearl Milling Company. That was the name of the 19th century pancake brand that eventually became Aunt Jemima. And the move comes after the name and depiction were considered a racist stereotype. You will see the change in stores in June. The Mars Food Company recently removed its Uncle Ben's name and logo from its rice, now calling it Ben's Original.
Well, it's cloudy and dry right now, but that snow is coming our way later on tonight. We'll have more on what you can expect for the travel impacts if you're just joining us, plus the temperatures tomorrow and where our season-to-date snowfall stacks up among records.
She had taken me in, gave me the shot, and that was it. I couldn't believe how quickly it went.
Add COVID vaccine to your Giant Eagle grocery list. What's changing here that could speed up the process?
Live look from the Channel 11 Tower Cam. No snow right now, but another round is on the way, and parts of our area will be shoveling out again.
Now, winter weather advisories will go into effect later this afternoon. Meteorologist Danielle Dozier shows us the counties covered by the alert in Severe Weather Center 11.
Yeah, we are looking at the south and eastern counties with the winter weather advisory from 4 p.m. today until 9 a.m. Thursday. Right now, taking a look here at our PennDOT cameras, I-79 in Bridgeville. Traffic is moving along really nicely because, of course, those roads are currently dry, but that will not be the case as we head into tonight. Here's a look at some of our driving impacts. We're dealing with that snow lifting in from south to north, and I do expect it here in the Pittsburgh area. The latest timing between about 4 p.m. and 5 p.m., which of course that's when our commute begins. And so our impacts are going to be snowy and icy roads, but more so deeper into this evening and tonight as we begin to see that snow stick. As for the temperatures today, mid-20s to upper 20s and down in the mid-20s to low 20s through this evening and tonight. That's why we say the snow will stick. And tomorrow our temperatures are once again not getting above freezing with about 29 degrees in Pittsburgh, 30 in Washington, and 30 in Greensburg. Coming up, we'll have another look at the snow totals, the snow timing, plus we'll take a look here at our wind chill forecast because we're going to start out really cold tomorrow coming up.
Right, we look forward to that, Danielle. Thank you. For some people trying to get the COVID vaccine, it's been as easy as going to their grocery store. Giant Eagle is offering shots and is expected to get more doses in the next week. Giant Eagle is nearly 100 stores across western PA and so far has vaccinated about 15,000 people. Channel 11's Gabriella DeLuca found out how this could be a game changer in speeding up vaccines.
If you've ever gotten your flu shot at a Giant Eagle, it's a really similar experience. All you got to do is just walk into the room here. Then you can take a seat, and then you'll get the COVID-19 vaccine.
Barbara Miller came to the Giant Eagle on Camp Horn Road from Mount Washington to get her COVID-19 vaccine after hours of searching online.
It was just a lot of time on the computer, different sites, Rite Aid, there was a few other ones. And just a lot of time and plugging in dates.
Her appointment comes at a time when Giant Eagle is expecting more COVID-19 vaccines, thanks to the federal pharmacy program that ships vaccines directly to pharmacies across the country.
That did release some additional doses that had been prioritized elsewhere because the administration felt that community pharmacies, including Giant Eagle, would be in a good position to get those doses into arms.
Vic Furkaman says even though they're receiving extra doses, they'd still like to get even more so they can vaccinate as many people as possible.
Be assured that as we get more supply, we will add more appointments. We are not putting appointments into our database until we know vaccine is coming because we don't want to cancel people, at the last minute if our supplies were to fall short.
So far, Giant Eagle has vaccinated 15,000 people across Pennsylvania. To make an appointment at the pharmacy, you can log on to the Giant Eagle website and go from there. But appointments are still limited. It's how Rebecca Volker's family signed her up. She was also vaccinated today.
I was amazed that I actually was able to get this Giant Eagle. I have friends that have gone to like Butler, Newcastle, and I was fortunate enough. It was the luck of the draw.
And that's exactly how Miller feels too. Lucky.
Very, very relieved. I think everybody that I know that's gotten the shot feels the same way.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Gabriella DeLuca, Channel 11 News.
A lot of people are asking, when is it my turn to get the COVID vaccine? The state health department is trying to make it easier to find out. They've created a new tool on their website called Your Turn. You answer some personal questions, and it either says it's your turn or it's not your turn yet. If it is not, then you have to go through the process of signing up for alerts.
We do have a number of folks in Pennsylvania that are not aware of where they fall in that prioritization. So as an education tool, absolutely, it is necessary for folks. We also want to provide it for those services to folks who don't have access to the internet, again, through our 877-PA helpline.
Even with all these tools, the state says the issue is still supply.
Fox Chapel is considering bringing older students back into the buildings full-time by March. This would apply to middle and high schoolers. School officials told the Trib that COVID cases are dropping in the district, and they just want to make sure it stays that way before making any changes. As of Monday, they had 2 cases in the last 2 weeks. The school board will talk it over again early next month. This week, the CDC is expected to update its guidance on reopening schools for in-person learning. But as Britt Conway reports, the debate over how to do it is heating up.
This is what back to school used to look like.
Now, nearly a year into the pandemic, sending kids back to the classroom is a debate about safety and a matter of where you live. Some districts have already returned to in-person learning. Many of the country's 13,000 school districts have come up with their own standards for when it's safe to send kids back into schools. But federal guidelines are expected to come out this week. We already know President Joe Biden's goal is to have more than 50% of schools back open by day 100 of his presidency.
And that means some teaching in classrooms. So at least one day a week, hopefully it's more. And obviously it is as much as is safe in each school and local district.
But as much as is safe is where the debate kicks in. Some medical experts say it can be done safely, pointing to a study of 17 rural schools.
The data from schools suggests that there's very little transmission that is happening within the schools, especially when there's masking and distancing occurring.
For some schools, especially those in more populated areas with older buildings or larger classes, meeting safety guidelines can be a challenge. In several states right now, there are intense negotiations over restarting in-person learning. The head of one of the largest teachers' unions in the country says federal guidance is a step in the right direction.
We've been trying to get unequivocal guidance and the resources since last June.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Earlier this month, the CDC director said teachers do not need to be vaccinated in order to reopen. The Mayor Bill Peduto wants Pennsylvania to make it a priority, and he sent a letter to the governor saying that it would speed things up. The governor's office responded saying Peduto should contact the federal government if he has concerns. Be sure to join us for our WPXI Now app special every Friday night this month as we bring you the latest information on the race to vaccinate here in Western PA. Our special report begins at 8 p.m. This is a fun story. That is not a door-to-door salesman. There is a well-known face in Pittsburgh under that mask. The special delivery this woman will regret missing for years.
I don't know how they did it. I'm amazed that they were in such good shape.
And how 3 people survived more than a month on a deserted island. The U.S. Coast Guard rescued 3 people stranded on a deserted island. They survived on coconuts for 33 days. The castaways were found on a small island near the Bahamas. This video shows the Coast Guard dropping off food, water, and a radio to the group below. No one knew where they were until they signaled a Coast Guard aircraft similar to this one.
They noticed some unusual flags down there, some different colors, so they noticed some orange. They went back around to check it out, and they noticed 3 people signaling them.
The castaways told the Coast Guard their boat capsized in rough waters and they swam to the nearby island. They were flown to a hospital and all are expected to be okay.
Incredible. Police say a Westmoreland County man was the victim of a puppy scam. The man told police he paid $700 to somebody online for a puppy, but then the seller started asking for more, and there's a big red flag. They asked for another $2,700 to ship the dog, and police say he used a fake website and email. Remember, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. It's the shopping trend that's really taken off during the pandemic, having grocery stores do the shopping for you. One store says they've seen online orders quadruple since last March. They started with 10 employees. Now they have more than 60.
E-commerce is very, very popular. Right now, I could easily hire another 10 people.
My day just zooms by. I can work 9 or 10 hours and it's like, wow, it's time to go home.
These workers are sure busy. Orders can range from just a few items to more than 100.
Well, I'm taking a peek at the radar. Looks like we have a few flurries that could be making their way to the ground right now in spots, but we have a lot more snow on the way. I'll time that out for you next.
The latest research into the best kinds of face masks, plus why they'll likely still be used well after COVID is under control.
Welcome back. There is new research out on face masks and which ones work the best. And really no surprise here, it's that N95 mask. Researchers at Kent State said N95s filter 95% of airborne particles. And remember, the CDC hopes we save those for the healthcare workers, so try not to buy those. So what can we use? Well, the researchers recommend using something with cotton and polyester, 2-ply, and has a pocket in between for you can put in some added protection or a filter in there. And they say make sure you're always washing your masks. Do not go days without putting them in the washer and dryer. So what is the future of masks in the U.S.? A new study from Ohio State found that nearly 3 out of 4 Americans plan to continue wearing masks even when the pandemic's over. And listen to this number, 80% say they will avoid crowds, and 90% say they will continue using that hand sanitizer.
A night of all new Chicago dramas tonight on Channel 11. NBC's Mark Barger talked to some of the cast members about the challenges, old and new, of shooting the shows during the pandemic.
Is that right? This place is cooking.
After 9 seasons of fictional firefighting.
Come on, let me play.
And rescues all over Chicago.
Oh yeah, shot there. Oh yeah, we had base camp there. I've shot there.
The Firehouse 51 gang has seen a little bit of everything.
We were on the south side somewhere, and there were all these parrots. I think there were parrots flying around.
And there are still other new places to go.
We shot in a beautiful cemetery the other day that I didn't know existed, but oh my gosh, it was gorgeous.
That new territory comes with the other uncharted terrain, filming all the Chicago dramas within COVID safety protocols.
The only time we have our masks off are in between action and cut.
Work is like the cleanest environment that I have to go to.
You'd think I'd be used to like walking out of my trailer with a mask on, but I forget every single day.
It was also easy back in mid-January for Jesse Spencer to forget it was winter in Chicago.
It just means that it's coming. That's the thing. Like, you're not going to get away with it. It's just February is just going to be, cold as heck.
And sure enough, 3 days later, Mother Nature said hi.
There's like this dual consciousness of your lines, but also act like you ain't cold, too.
But that's not an issue indoors for the Chicago Med team.
You get to see those folks enough that you can rub it in a little bit?
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
have to. It's part of our contracts.
And part of the ties that bind one Chicago. Mark Barger, NBC News.
I would not be able to act like I'm not cold. Just wouldn't work. The Chicago drama start at 8 here on Channel 11 with Chicago Med, and then stick around for WPXI tonight at 11.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Welcome back into weather. As promised, a look at where our season-to-date snowfall is. It's 48.4 inches. You can see the average just above 25. Puts us almost 23 inches above average, and this is as of February 9th, so as of yesterday. So if you look at some of our top season-to-date snowfalls on record, the season ending 1951 brought 66.4 inches. Season ending 1961 brought 63.7 inches, and if you go all the way down the line, which I did, 8th, that's where we're at right now. So we are looking at our 8th season-to-date, 8th here on the list of our season-to-date snowfalls on record. Yeah, so if the season ended yesterday, that's where we would finish. But we have a lot more to go, don't we? Our snow season typically runs from October through April, actually, because we see snow in April. Well, here's a look at our forecast for the rest of today. We are looking at temperatures that are going to be in the mid to upper 20s for highs, and we are also looking at that snow that will begin to fall as we head into mid-afternoon for some of our southern communities. Now, I showed you the radar a few moments ago, and we did have some areas of flurries already across parts of the area that the model data is not picking up on. It's not showing it, but we will keep some of those in the forecast through this afternoon, as we're already beginning to see. What I can tell you, though, is the steadiest snow will continue to lift in from the south as we head into mid-afternoon. So Morgantown, Uniontown, 3 o'clock or so, already seeing the snow there, and I do expect snow in the Pittsburgh area during the evening commute. As we continue into Wednesday night, that snow will gradually lift up to the north. It becomes steady across the entire area. That's 10 p.m. And the areas in white represent where it will be coming down steady and perhaps even some bursts of moderate snowfall. And I do expect that snow to be steady through our area through at least 11 p.m. to midnight. Here in Pittsburgh, I think it will hold on to be a little more steady, a little bit longer there in our easternmost counties through the early overnight period as you take a look there. Then we get another burst, it looks like, as we head into our Thursday morning commute. So here's a look at 5:30 a.m. and you can see Pittsburgh getting some snow, but it's still snowing in Greensburg, Uniontown, and Indiana, and it will be, I think, through mid-morning on Thursday. So my snowfall forecast about 2 to 4 inches for Pittsburgh, places like Greensburg, and then you start getting into that darker blue shaded color in the winter weather advisory areas. That's where we could see 4 to 6 inches. I do think there might be a sharp cutoff if you travel north, if you're up toward Beaver, Butler, Newcastle, where we will kind of blend the two numbers ranges here, because I think as you get closer to I-80, it's going to be limited amounts, 1 to 2, maybe even less than 1 inch in some locations. As far as our forecast for tomorrow goes, we're looking at upper 20s. So if you're taking the kids out sledding, just have them bundled up. We're not going to get above freezing. And by the way, we actually have not gotten above freezing in Pittsburgh since February 5th. And if you look at the entire forecast into the weekend, we don't get there, it doesn't look like. So any snow that falls here tonight, yeah, you're going to have to be clearing that out yourself, because with limited sunshine and temps below freezing, it's going to be sticking around for a while, guys.
All right, Danielle, thank you. And now here's local steals and deals.
Well, let me tell you what's going on. This is an idea that you're going to say, why didn't I think of that? This is the touchscreen purse. And right now, we're all trying to be as clean as possible, simplify our lives as much as possible, be as organized as much as possible, really be aware of our surroundings. You know how that goes? This is such a fabulous idea, because when I leave the house, I have to have my phone. Now, oh my gosh, I need my hands. Do I put my phone down? No. Now, I have it. This touchscreen purse has a great place to put my phone in the back, but here's the unbelievable part. This really works. Oh my gosh, I love it. It works with all different sizes of phones, and the phone can be in the case, and you have space for keys and readers and lip gloss and whatever you want to have in there, which I have all my stuff in there, so it's all good to go. I'm not the only one who thinks it's a great idea. Laura Grenier from Shark Tank, who is a sweetheart, by the way, thinks it's a great idea as well. We have different patterns and different colors, so you can definitely have them to match different outfits. But now when you leave the house, you're not going to have to go, oh no, I don't want to put my phone down on the table and walk away. Oh no, I have too many things in my hand, right? How easy and streamlined and efficient is your life? Voila! Crossbody, RFID protection, adjustable, all the technology you want, and it's going to work with any of the phones that you use. By the way, it's also 20% off on localsteals.com.
Welcome back. We may have snow on the way, but here's the first sign of spring. The Pirates equipment truck, oh my goodness, thank goodness, hit the road for Florida for spring training yesterday, and the Bucs clubhouse manager Scott Bonnet explained what happens once that truck leaves the Steel City.
And we have 2 guys that drive the trucks down. Takes usually a day and a half or so. It'll probably get to, hopefully, Bradenton about Wednesday night, and then we'll unload it Thursday morning, and that is a whole new process.
All right, so we just have to hang in there a little longer. Pitchers, catchers report next week already on Wednesday. The season is scheduled to begin in Chicago on April 1st, and the home opener a week later, also against the Cubs.
Well, we've all done it. Ignored that knock at the door because we don't want to be bothered. Well, for one hockey superfan, it turned out to be a big mistake. Megan McDonald was in her living room when the doorbell rang. She looked at her Ring camera, didn't recognize the person, so she ignored it. Well, it turns out it was Marc-Andre Fleury personally delivering a jersey that McDonald had won in a COVID relief raffle.
Every day, I wake up and see the jersey hanging in my closet, getting ready to be framed, and go, why didn't I open the door?
She'll never forget it. It wasn't until she received an email from Fleury's agent that she realized what had happened.
Gordon and I have been waiting for this moment all day. A virtual courtroom hearing took a hilarious turn when the lawyer turned into a cat. Watch.
I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
Gordon has not stopped saying, I am not a cat.
It's true.
For about 30 seconds, the attorney struggled to take off the cat filter on the Zoom hearing. The judge tried to walk him through it. In the end, the judge offered some advice. Before you join a virtual hearing, please turn off the cat filters.
Yeah, I like how it says up in the corner, recording of this is prohibited. So someone was willing to go to jail to get this on the internet. And I applaud that. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon.
Bye.
Not a cat.